Thank you so much for joining me for Shadow City Mysteries Case Files Rise of the Rat King. This is going to be a narrative story, so there's going to be a lot of reading from me. Thank you to the game dev so kindly for inviting me to play, and the release date is set as coming soon. The Rat King sits alone at a shadow-drenched booth. A half-finished drink sweats beside a worn pack of smokes. The slow bleed of a trumpet leaks from speakers overhead. Ambient crowd chatter is distant, like the world forgot about this place. Hold on, we gotta do something about that volume. I don't think I have settings here. I don't, so... Congratulations to me. Suddenly, without sound, the smoker appears across from him. Still savor the corners? Smart. Fewer eyes. Fewer surprises. Well, except me, maybe. You've come a long way since the docks. Didn't think I'd see you back here, not like this. I remember the day you showed up. Boots still wet with war. Didn't say much. Didn't need to. Everyone else did the talking. But me? I wanted to know what kind of soldier you really were. What kind of soldier were you? Let's see. I was in and out before they knew I was there. I followed orders until they stopped making sense. I'm gonna do a settle. I was in and out before they knew I was there. Ghost in the gears. Never saw you coming, even when I was looking. What did the war leave behind? I don't know. I'm gonna say I learned to stay in. He doesn't strike me as the kind that stayed completely invisible. Worked just fine in the city. Violence solves more problems than people admit. Not wrong, not safe either, but damn effective. What did the city teach you? Oh, here we go. Every throne is built on someone else's bones. And you keep sitting taller. Said he's learning your name in whispers and bruises. The smoker snuffs out his cigarette. Still the same soldier. Different battlefield, different armor. But same eyes. He stands slowly. I remember the docks. Salt air, crane chains rattling like old ghosts. You stepping off the boat with nothing but a duffel and a look. Close your eyes, King. Let's go back to where the war began. Guess we're going this way. Fog rolls off the water. Cargo cranes creak overhead. Steams curl from street grates, and the camera lingers on empty space. Then the smoker steps into frame, coat trailing smoke. Well, well. Shadow City's newest arrival. You got the look of someone who's seen a few too many maps and trusted too few guides. He approaches slowly, one hand in his coat pocket. Funny thing about the city, it doesn't care who you were. Just who you owe. And who owes you back. So let's start simple. You coming here to be seen or to disappear? I can't take up those. Well, for keeping up with our storyline, I came to end some stories, including mine, maybe. That's a good answer. Or a dangerous one. Either way, I like it. I've heard things. Not all good, but impressive. You burned bridges and walked away clean. You made enemies that stayed up at night wondering if they're next. He lights a cigarette, shielding the flame from the wind. That's the kind of reputation that gets noticed. That's the kind of baggage I like. Useful, heavy. So let's talk about now. You're fresh off the boat, broke, unknown, probably got ghosts, but maybe, just maybe, you still got your instincts. I solve problems permanently. That's the voice of someone who's going to matter, unless they get themselves killed first. Here's what I'm offering. You need work. You need cover. You need friends. Today's your lucky day. I'm all three. He exhales slowly. I'm going to point you toward a few people. You make a good impression, and maybe they talk. Maybe they listen. Maybe they call you friend. Start with the Court of Rats. Ugly name, power behind every word. They run quiet, run wide. They remember who plays nice. 2 other lieutenants are out and about. Go say hello. Don't screw up. He flicks the cigarette into the bay and walks off into the fog. Alright, it looks like arena goal. Let's do arena goal. Oh, well, hello, arena goal. Arena leans against a steel door, arms crossed, cigarette lit but barely smoked. She clocks you before you speak. You're not from here. You walk like you're expecting applause or a fight. Which one are you hoping for? I'm here to make introductions, not problems. Tame, but smart. Might keep you breathing longer. She steps closer, flicking her ash sideways without breaking eye contact. You know who I am? Name's Arena. I'm not a recruiter. I'm the part of the court that makes the problem go away. Loudly or quietly. She eyes you a little differently now. I could smell it on you. That kind of anger that gets refined. Military, yeah? Brass in your veins or just on your boots? Command wanted results. I gave them ruins. Damn. It's kind of hot. She pulls the door open and pauses. The court needs people who can hold their ground and shut their mouth when needed. You might be one of them. She steps into the shadows and the door slams shut behind her. Jonu leans against a crate with the ledger in one hand and an unlit cigarette in the other. He looks up at you like you already know how the conversation ends. Let me guess. You're the smoker's latest mistake. Fresh face, sharp coat, too clean. He flicks the cigarette into the streets without lighting it. Tell me, you here to hustle, or just hoping someone doesn't hustle you first? I came to meet people, learn how things work. A tourist. Dangerous hobby in this district. Jonu steps off the crate, circling around you slowly. Smoker said you got potential. He says that a lot. Most of the time, it turns out what he actually meant was funeral potential. He squints at you with the half smile that never quite touches his eyes. So, what's your angle in this city? Just trying to find my footing, no agenda. You better find it fast. Said he doesn't like shoes without soles. He stops in front of you. This time with a more serious expression. All right, I'm convinced you're not a pushover. Might even be clever enough to walk and lie at the same time. He digs a silver coin from his pocket, flips it once, and catches it. We need people who can move sideways when the world says forward. The court remembers people like that. He walks off casually, slipping back into the crowd like he was never there. Queenie. You are escorted through velvet curtains to a back booth. Queenie sits like she owns the building. And she does. So this is the shadow that's been slipping through my court. Arena said you've got teeth. Jonu said you got brains. And the smoker, he said you've got potential. She lifts her drink and swirls it. None of them impress easy. And they sure as hell don't say nice things unless there's a reason. But me? I don't move on nice words. I move on results. She leans forward, a sharp smile shining through the dim. So, tell me something real, sugar. What do you do when it's your move? I make the move no one sees, and the best wins comes with silence. Queenie leans in, eyes narrowing. Ooh, that's dangerous thinking. The good kind. Queenie taps her glass and it's refilled instantly by someone unseen. I don't build my court on charm. I build it on debt, leverage, and fear. But I respect loyalty, and I reward usefulness. If you want a seat here, you don't just need friends. You need alliances. I'll do what needs doing. No promises, just results. Queenie nods. Neutral. Practical. That might just be enough. She sets down her glass, suddenly serious. The city's a hungry thing. It chews up rookies and spits out memories. But you've got that something. She waves you off with 2 fingers. Make some noise. Make some friends. And do a little good for my people along the way. Her voice drops into a velvet menace. Do that and maybe you'll be more than a whisper in my ear. Oh my goodness. All these people to talk to. Right. Unina Brightway? Let's, I guess, work our way that way. The celestial basilica feels like a place built for something other than humans. Light hangs in the air like suspended dust. Shadows drift as they breathe. The geometry of the chamber refuses to settle. Unina Brightway stands at the center, poised like a figure carved from stillness. You walk with uncertainty. Good. Those who believe they understand themselves are the first to fracture. You seek support. The church does not lend power lightly. We observe. We choose. We open the path that must be walked, not the path that is desired. Tell me, when light touches a shadow, what does a person become? When light touches a shadow. When a light touches shadow. I'm going to go with this one. They become whatever they're trying to avoid. Yes. Revelation exposes. Revelation wounds. Revelation frees. The court of rats seeks usefulness. The Iron Union seeks endurance. The Society of Ravens seeks advantage. The cult of Tenbrios seeks surrender. The Brass Consortium seeks pleasure and profit in equal measure. The Church seeks only one thing. Potential. Not followers, not allies, vessels. You are not ready. This is mercy. The divine does not reach for you yet. Tell me one more thing. When the world changes, do you bend with it or resist until something breaks? I adapt quietly and completely. Adaptation preserves life and purpose. You are not of the church. This is acceptable. Support is not for the faithful. Support is for the significant. Unina lifts a hand near your chest. The air thrums as if something inside you reacts. You are not divine. Not yet. But you are seen, and that is enough. Go now. Do what you must. If the time comes, you will return. Either by will or by calling. Oh, I guess I actually personally really liked your Arena Gold, so we're gonna go back to that. Moonlight spills across rusted dumpsters and broken crates. Arena leans against a concrete pillar. There you are. Figured you show. Queenie says you're willing. I need more than that. I need capable. She gestures towards the nearby steel door. A faint metallic creak and a muffled cough echo from within. Inside, one of ours. Got greedy. Thought he could freelance and sell names that weren't his to give. Court wants a reminder sent. She flashes a sharp grin. And I want to see what kind of message you send. Want me to break his legs or his pride first? Arena smirks. That's a line. Try not to make me blush. She kicks open the door. A dark stairway yawns inside. You step past her and vanish into shadow. He's all yours. Let's see if you got bite behind the dark. From inside, the clink of metal, a gasp and a low grunt. Crate shifts the rhythm of effort. A sharp impact, then a body slams into something solid. That's the sound of loyalty returning home. The sounds cease. You step back into the light. Arena watches you with a different expression now. Curious, maybe impressed. That'll do. You didn't blink. That matters more than blood around here. She walks up enough that you can see the shimmer in her eyes. You're not afraid of the dark. You are the dark. Then lower. Tell Queenie I said you passed, and make sure she knows I meant it. She disappears into the alley shadows with a low chuckle. The docks, just before dawn. Fog rolls thick over the water, cloaking the rusted edges of cargo containers. The gulls cry overhead. There's no one else in sight, at first. The smoker stands under a dock lamp, its flickering light catching the rising curl of smoke from his cigarette. He doesn't look at you when you approach. Thanks for showing. Didn't want to come alone. Didn't want to bring someone noisy either. He finally turns. You're not here to talk. You're here to remind someone they're not the scariest person in the room. Or if they are, maybe they still bleed. He exhales sharply. You don't have to say anything. Just look like you've seen enough to be dangerous. You lead, I'll follow your rhythm. The smoker nods slightly. Just don't miss the beat if it turns bad. A figure approaches in the fog, tall, backlit, holding a flat case under one arm. No words are exchanged. The smoker walks forward. You remain where you are, still, deliberate, watching. A short conversation unfolds in low voices you can't fully hear. The smoker gestures. The case is passed. The other figure walks away without a glance at you. The smoker returns, flicking his cigarette into the water. Clean. For now. He doesn't say what was in the case. Doesn't ask if you saw anything. You made an impression. Sometimes silence does that better than threats. He walks beside you now, slower. I trust maybe 3 people in this city. And one of them's dead. Today, you made the list. The smoker stops at the pier's edge. You'll be hearing from Queenie soon. She doesn't ask for help. She expects it. So if she calls, you answer. Fast. The smoker disappears back into the fog, his outline swallowed by the morning mist. Queenie's lounge, but quieter than usual. The lights are low. No music plays. There's music playing. The bar is empty, save for Queenie, seated alone in her usual spot, her glass untouched. You're escorted in silently and left alone with her. Queenie says without looking up, "You've been busy, haven't you?" She gestures to the empty seat across from her. Arena and Junu like you. That's rare. They don't like many people, and definitely don't like each other. She picks up her glass, but still doesn't drink. They're loyal, but lately, loyalty's been leaking. Back doors, deals. One of them's up to something. Or maybe both. Her gaze sharpens, finally meeting yours. I can't lose 2 lieutenants, but I can lose 1. She leans forward, eyes lit like fire behind a veil. You want a place in my court? This is your price. Pick one. Arena or Jonu. You put the other in the ground, quietly, permanently. Do that, and you're one of us. Her voice softens, almost intimate. This isn't a test of character. It's a test of utility. So, tell me, how do you feel about being asked to kill someone who trusts you? Loyalty ends where orders begin. Queenie nods with grim approval. Clean answer, messy consequence. That's how we live. She finally takes a sip from her glass. You get 1 chance to make the right mistake. Pick the body. Do it clean. When it's done, you come back here and we lift your name into the court. She leans back into the shadows. Go. Decide who you are and who they were. Oh, okay. Well, I guess this guy. Rain slicked back alley behind a shuddering nightclub. Joni waits beneath a flickering neon sign. He's not smiling. Not this time. Well, I was hoping it wouldn't be you. But then again, Queenie always had a flair for the dramatic. Tosses a coin, catches it, and slides it back into his pocket without looking. You here to talk? Or just watch me bleed? I'm not here to negotiate. Yeah, I figured. Just wanted to hear it out loud. He steps out from under the sign, water streaking down his jacket. I thought I could outplay it. Slide between the cracks, make something for myself. But I should have known Queenie sees everything. Eventually. So, what's it gonna be? Am I walking away? Or are you the last face I ever see? This is the only way. Ain't that always the line? Do it then, but don't pretend it's justice. It's just the job. He closes his eyes in one shot, one still shadow on the pavement. With that final act, you cemented your place in the court of rats. Not as a follower, not just a survivor, but something new. You made your choice, and choices always echo in Shadow City. Queenie smiled. The whispers fell silent. You had blood on your hands and ghosts in your wake. But this was only the beginning. The military wasn't done with you. They called you back for one more tour. A special assignment. Something off the books. Something that would send you back to the court. Even more changed than before. Smoke thickens, shapes flicker within it. Outlines of Queenie, Arena, Jonu, the smoker. You've earned your seat, but your eyes were already on the throne. A faint crackle, a light flicked, and a cigarette inhaled. And the smoker? He saw it before anyone. He wanted something. And whatever it was, you were the tool or the weapon. Only time would tell. And play the full version of Shadow City Mysteries Case Files Rise of the Rat King. Wishlist now on Steam. Alright, before I wrap this up, I do want to share one constructive observation. And I really mean constructive and not criticism. I genuinely enjoyed the narrative and the atmosphere. The mystery pulled me in and I liked the direction it's heading. But the prose is very heightened. Almost every line leans into a poetic, dramatic phrasing. There's a lot of mirroring contrast language, lines that feel designed to sound profound, things like, you were the ghost and the killer energy, that kind of cadence. And with every sentence, when every sentence is intense, it doesn't leave much room for the quieter beats to land, and I found myself wanting more contrast, more grounded dialogue, moments where the writing just kind of breathes a little so that the big emotional lines hit even harder. It just felt like constant, heavy punch every time I was reading something. And as someone who works a lot with AI tools and narrative structure, I'm really sensitive to that rhythm in writing. Sometimes the script here leans into that ultra-polished, metaphor-heavy flow that can start to feel uniform over time. That said, this is a demo, and the tone can absolutely evolve and change as it continues on. I thought the foundation was strong, and I'm curious to see how the writing balances itself out in the full release. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching with me while I was reading through this narrative story. Again, thank you to the game devs so kindly for inviting me to play. A purely constructive observation, and that's it. I'm not criticizing anything. All right. Thanks for keeping me company. I will be back with another demo very soon. We have tons of them to get through for Next Fest. The Celestial Basilica? Basilica.